Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting series here on the Tortimer the Great Gaming channel. Today we are kicking off Season 4 of the Pokeath'locke with our Pokemon Platinum Random Lock. We've been talking about this one for a very, very long time, and it's a type of Nuzlocke that I've wanted to do for even longer. And we are finally kicking off here today, which I am very excited about. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Let's see what we've got in store here for us.
Hello there. It's so very nice to meet you. Wait. Why are you speaking up? Hey, hold on. No, information. You want information? Hold on. At least you have to press this Pokeball. There. See, we have a Baneri. What a wonderful Pokemon. Sometimes we play together, and sometimes.
All right, Gramps. All right. Let's just move it along here. We are a boy, and we do not have time for all of this open talking nonsense. Let's pop our name in here very quickly, and then we will get going here. I am very anxious to start this one off because, as I said, we are doing a random lock, which means everything is going to be up to chance in terms of our encounters. And that includes our starters and our transfers in this season of the Pokeath'locke. And so there's a lot of stuff that's just very much up in the air, and I'm kind of super excited to see what all's going to come into that, because we could end up with a Mewtwo or a Magikarp as our starter. It just is going to kind of depend, and anything in between. Well, I guess there's a lot of things. Not anything in between a Magikarp and a Mewtwo. I'm not talking about Pokedex number. You guys understand, because really there's very few Pokemon between a Magikarp and a Mewtwo. Anyway, my name is Tort. Fantastic. Let's kick this off.
Okay, so you're Tort. A fine name that is. Now, the boy here believed he's your friend.
Yes, we do have a friend. What might his name be? Let's see. Well, he zips around like the Flash, so I guess we'll call him Barry. That seems fitting. I think we called him Lewis in Pearl when we did Hexath'locke Season 4. I don't know if that was a default option. I'm not sure where I would have pulled Lewis from myself. But speaking of zipping along, let's keep it on here. There we go. We are here in our little bedroom. Ooh, and speaking of zipping, here comes Barry.
Hey, Tort, did you see on the TV? Sure you did. There was stuff and things and all kinds of interesting stuff and things. And now he's stealing my potions from my PC. What are you doing, boy? Get out of my bedroom. $10 million bucks? What? All right.
Tort! Barry already left. I didn't know what it was about, but he sure was in a hurry. Yes, he was. He generally is that Barry Allen. He's such a quick, zippy little dude. All right. I think we have to come to his house. He's going to thud. There he is. All right. Fantastic.
What was that about?
Well, you ran into me, you jerk.
Oh, hey, Tort. Hey, I'm going to go see Professor Rowan. You should come too, and quickly.
Yeah, we are going to come fairly quickly. Let's see. We've got the speed up on the emulator. Unlike with the Visual Boy Advance that I've used for the last couple of seasons, on the VBA I had it set to pretty much like 200% speed as the default. This one, basically, you don't really have the option. This feels like a pretty decent speed for most things, though, so during important battles and stuff, we'll probably slow it down, but for the most part, as we're zipping around, this seems to be fitting. All right, speaking of zipping around, let's get right to it, shall we?
Too slow!
Yeah, we're a tortoise. I get it.
All right, let's get moving to Professor Rowan's lab.
Yeah, let's do it.
What? Don't go in the tall grass, right? No worries, no problem. It doesn't matter that we don't have any Pokemon. Trust me on this one. I've got an idea. Now listen, you know how wild Pokemon jump out when you go into the tall grass? So what do is scoot over to the next patch of grass before any wild Pokemon. Well, that is it. I guess, yeah, that's how not encountering Pokemon works. If we just keep dashing, we get to Sandgem Town without running into any Pokemon.
Isn't there a feature that actually if you are running, you will encounter more Pokemon because you're technically making no more noise and drawing? I feel like that's a feature in the game.
Okay, stick with me. Okay, here we go! On your mark, get set!
Hold it!
Hey, listen! You two don't seem to have any Pokemon between you. Then what is it the meaning of you going into tall grass?
Seriously, are like non-Pokemon trainers just trapped in their towns forever?
Hey, Tort, this old guy! It's Professor Rowan, isn't it? What's he doing here?
Yeah, he's old, but he's not that old. He was right next to you there, Barry. Yes, this old guy.
They tried to get into the tall grass because they wanted Pokemon. What to do?
Actually, well, we were come to see you. I guess we didn't really specify.
The world would surely change if they were to meet Pokemon. Is it right for me to put them on that path?
I mean,
you truly love Pokemon too? Yeah, Pokemon's greatest! Woohoo! Me too, I love Pokemon too!
All right, he's gonna ask us again. Yes, no, we love Pokemon. Yeah, no, yeah, great. Great. Why did they take out the starting thing from the first one? This is, instead of an exciting Starly attack, you get lots of dialogue that nobody wants to read. Professor Rowan, you left your briefcase at the lake. Okay, here, now we're talking. Briefcase! That means we are going to find out who our starter Pokemon are. And as I said, we are doing a random lock, and I also said that I have no idea what's coming up, which is very true. Adarum, our good friend and patron Adarum, who hacked all the patrons in the last season, and is going to be doing so for this season as well, decided he was going to do the randomization for me, and so I have no idea. This is my first time booting the ROM, so we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. But at the same time, you guys did some voting for me last time, and since we don't know who the starters are going to be because it's been randomized, I asked you guys just to vote for slots 1, 2, or 3, both, so I explained that as being top to bottom or left to right. So 1, 2, or 3 would be the slot, and you guys voted, but you guys did not come to a consensus. You guys actually had a 3-way tie between slots 1, 2, and 3. Each slot gained 3 votes, as far as I could tell, and I had a couple people who put things on different episodes and things like that, but I'm pretty sure I accounted for everything, and we had a 3-way tie for slots 1, 2, or 3, which means that I had to pop it into a random number generator, and we were given slot number 3. But before we get the grand reveal on who slot number 3 contains, let's see first what we missed out on. Now choose, which one will it be? Turtwig? Oh no, Scorpion Pokemon. I was gonna say, if it was randomized and there was still a Turtwig here and I missed out on getting Turtwig, that would have been very sad. Turtwig was one of my favorite Pokemon, so that would have been a little devastating. But no, it is the Scorpion Pokemon, Scrubby. Alright, Scrubby is I think Scrubby is a Gen 4 Pokemon, so that could have been fun. Poison Bug type, I think, and then evolves into Poison Dark, so that could have actually been an interesting Pokemon. I've only used Scrubby or Drapion maybe once. I think maybe in my Pixelmon Elements series, where I was a Dark-type, Mono-type trainer. I think I had a Drapion in that series. But that's the only time I think I've ever used one. But alas, we did not, you guys did not, well, nobody selected. RNGesus did not select Scrubby. Slot number 2 that we missed out on, Goldeen, the Goldfish Pokemon. I'm okay with missing out on Goldeen. I'm not the biggest Goldeen fan. I've only willingly used one once, and it was core in the original Little Lock when we were running through Pokemon Omicron. I would not have been super thrilled about that, so that one I can take. Scruppy would have been interesting, but I'll say no to Goldeen happily. And slot number 3, drumroll please. The Forbidden Pokemon Spiritomb. Now that is interesting. Okay, so that's a Gen 4 Pokemon too, so that's very cool. And it's one I've never used in any capacity before. So that's interesting. And slot number 3 is what I picked, so I'm not mad at that. That could be very cool. I think it's dark ghost type, just like Sableye was, so it doesn't have any weaknesses. But yeah, there we go. RNGesus has spoken, and slot number 3 was picked, so we have a Spiritomb as our starter. So let's zip on through here. Professor is going to head back to his lab. There's only one thing to do. Oh, we gotta do our battle, right? Yes, absolutely. The Nuzlocke challenge has not begun yet, because we have not gotten Pokeballs yet, and for me, Nuzlocke challenges don't start until we get Pokeballs. Now, let's see. We've got Pursuit, Confuse Ray, Spite, and Shadow Sting. Man, nice. We've got Dual Stab already. We've got Status, and we've got Priority. Not a bad little Pokemon. And a female Spiritomb. Okay, that's good to know. Let's throw up the Confuse Ray here. Down goes the defenses. Throw up the Confuse Ray a little bit. But, like, you guys can see I'm not holding up the speed up now. Oh, it feels so slow. Battling without anything is super slow. But I do not know on this emulator how to change it. I know there's, like, a frame skip option. And you can skip from 0 to, like, 9 frames or something like that. But they all seem to be the same basic speed. If it was something like, okay, you know, skipping 2 frames is, like, doubling the speed or something, then that would be one thing. But, it does not appear to be what the options are. Basically, if you skip any frames, it's like just max speed sort of thing. So it's either, you know, super sped up like this, or it's super slow like we were just seeing. So you guys will kind of have to let me know what you're interested in seeing. I know it's kind of nicer to play, like, I love the older games, and I love playing them on emulation, even though I own them all, just because You can speed them up a little bit, and they're really nice.
Woo, let's go home. I'm beat from after that battle. My Pokemon needs rest too. See ya, Tort.
Okay, so Barry is home, and we are home.
What's the matter, dear?
Oh, wow, what happened to you? You barely really looking at Professor Rowan. Imagine if you didn't. I wouldn't like to think what the wild Pokemon would have done to you two. Tort, go see Professor Rowan and thank him properly for your Pokemon. His living on the Chan Damn, isn't it? Oh, no, you pack a Pokemon. Oh, I know.
Okay, running shoes. Well, we don't really need that with the speed up, I guess, but, that's all right. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Oh, yeah, Barry's up here. Because I don't think we have to stop and talk to Barry again. It's been a while since, well, it's been a long time since I played Gen 4. The last time I played a Gen 4 game, now, what did he say?
That Pokemon battle, wasn't that weekly fun or what? I mean, I pick moves, Pokemon use them.
Yeah, that's what a Pokemon battle is. Okay.
Hey, Tort, I said the lake.
Okay, so he wants to go to the lake. Got it. I was like, why is Barry following me? All right, so we're supposed to go to the lake.
All right, we're at the lake. Get ready because we're capturing that legendary Pokemon. Trust me on this one. It's here. It's here. Even the sign says so. What's going on?
Ah, Cyrus.
The flowing time, the expanding space. I will make it all mine one day. Cyrus is my name, remember it. Until then, sleep while you can, legendary Pokemon of the lake bed. Allow me to pass. Step aside.
What was that about? Weird guy.
All right, setting up some plot. And I guess Kyan something. I think that was the legendary Pokemon. Did we hear it? We sure did, Barry. All right. Yes. Lots of talking. Maybe Platinum's where they decide to get real talky. Feels like a little talkier than. Wow. Okay. I was gonna explain. Our wild encounters are randomized, so we might have some very interesting Pokemon here. But they exchange one for a rodent for another. It looks like. So I think all of them are randomized. It should be. Based on what Addy had told me, okay, Vigoroth, interesting. Based on what Addy had told me, it should be like a 1-for-1 kind of exchange. So, like, if it's a Bidoof, it'll show up if, like, say if Rattata was replacing Bidoof, all Bidoofs should be replaced by Rattatas sort of thing. So it shouldn't be like every encounter you get is a totally random. You can get anything from Gen 1 through 4 sort of thing. But I think it's been like the catch lists have been randomized and they're kind of static now.
That's it, our Pokemon Research Lab. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. Oh, it's you, Tart. That old guy, he's not scary so much as he is totally out there. Oh, it doesn't matter.
All right, it does not matter. Let's get through talking and get to some kitchen, shall we? Here we go.
Well, you made your Pokemon evolve already.
No? I haven't done that. No, Spiritomb doesn't evolve.
Entrusting you with that Spiritomb was no mistake, it seems, Professor. Well, would you like to give it a nickname?
Yeah, absolutely. Having never used a Spiritomb, though, I don't have a good one off the top of my head, so I'll be right back. Okay, did some research and actually found some pretty interesting stuff. Generally, if I come up against a Pokemon that I've never really used before and don't have a good idea, I hit the old Googles and I went and I searched Spiritomb nicknames, and I went to, there's always like one of the first things that always comes up is the site Pokemon nickname name rater or whatever, and that came up, and there was most of those on there are generally trash, but one came up and it was the nickname suggestion was Legion, and it said because of Spiritomb's Pokedex entry information, and so I looked that up and it said Spiritomb is actually made up of something like 108 spirits trapped in the one stone or whatever, which people then related to Legion from the Bible, which was this one man who was possessed by hundreds of demons or something like that, and is also then referenced in the Mass Effect series, which is, along with Pokemon, in my top 3 favorite video game series of all time. There's a character in there named Legion, who is a robotic AI who has thousands of different AI platforms running on, or programs running in the same platform sort of thing, so they name him Legion as well. But since this is a female, I didn't feel like Legion really fit super well, even though I really loved that nickname suggestion. But I had a thought, and so I went and back to the old Googles, and I looked up Mary Magdalene, because I remember that she had been demon-possessed at one point, too. And it turns out that she was, according to the scriptures, had 7 demons expelled from her prior to her becoming a disciple. So, I remembered, okay, that's very interesting, and this winter, at the end of January, my wife and I were in Israel, and we went to Magdala, which is, Mary Magdalene means Mary from Magdala, and so Magdala, I think, is a cool place, and a cool name. I've actually been there, and so that's what we're going to go with. There's the whole backstory on why Magdala is going to be the name of our Spiritomb.
Okay, so you're happy with that nickname?
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty happy with that. But that's some cool background. I've never used Spiritomb before, so that's an interesting. Legion would have been an awesome name as well. If I ever use a male one, I'll call it that. But I think this is a fitting nickname here. And I'm I guess by the time you're seeing this episode, I kind of had planned to finish our vlog from Israel prior to putting up this series. So we'll see if that happens or not. But if it hasn't, or if you've already watched it, go back and check out the section on Magdala. And it's actually a cool little place. All right.
Okay, I'm so glad you're kind towards Pokemon. If you weren't, I'd have to... Oh, I just can't say it.
Oh, is Dawn kind of a mafia enforcer here? What's she talking about there?
Let's move on with the main topic. There is something I want you to do for me. Allow me to properly introduce myself first. My name, as you know, is Rowan. I study Pokemon. First of all, I want you to know exactly what kind of Pokemon live in the Sinnoh region. To do so, it's necessary to collect data using the Pokedex. Yes. Pokedex. Yes.
All right, I thought we were going to be doing something interesting. All right. If you had chosen Chimchar, nope, Chimchar wasn't an option. All right, now, Tort.
I have something good here. You should take it as well.
Team 27, is that Dig? No, return. Interesting. That'll actually be very useful for the next segment of our episode, because now that we have our starter and everything, we are going to go ahead and pick up our transfers. I think we should be able to do that at this point.
Tort, I'll act as your mentor. I've got a bit more experience than you as a trainer and professor's assistant. Okay, follow me.
Oh, she's getting me down.
This is a building. It's got a red roof. And this is a building, and it's got a blue roof. There, now you know everything you need to know about the Pokemon universe. Don't let your family know.
Don't let your family know. I think she's saying we need to go back and talk to our mom before we can proceed. All right, let's go talk to Mom very quickly, and then we will pick up our transfers. Let's see, can we get around without encountering more Pokemon? Fantastic. We'll talk to Mom real quick, pick up our transfers, and then we've got a couple of routes around here that I want to do some catching at, and then we'll probably call it a day at that point.
Oh, Professor Owen asked you to go do something that big. Oh, dear, go for it. Your mom's got your back. Finally get you out of the house. Mom's single and ready to mingle.
All right. Yes, enough with the talking. All right, Barry's mom. I think we got to give him his town map or something. Yeah, the parcel. I think we got to give him a town map or something. Anyway, let's head back out. All right, Route 201. Let me confirm very quickly. We do not have Pokeballs yet, so the challenge is still yet to begin. There we go. Lugia! So that's kind of more what I expected to see. We're going to talk about, so with the random lock, all of our encounters are completely randomized, both trainer Pokemon that we'll go up against, as well as wild encounters, and legendaries are in the mix. So we can find everything from Rattatas to Lugias on Route 201, apparently. Mankeys are here, so we'll come back and attempt to catch something here in a little bit. Now, let's grab our transfer, shall we? Here we go. All right. Moving a little too quick indoors. Let's slow it down a bit. Bring it down. Real nice. All right. Put it up to PC. All right. So for the transfers, you guys all gave me some great votes last season. And so I greatly appreciate you guys doing that at the end of the Little Lock. But things move a little bit differently here with the transfers. And you guys are actually going to see this in play, which I think is kind of an interesting little twist for us. But the way we did transfers this time was you guys all put votes in, and every vote a Pokemon received, put them into a randomly generated pool. And so, let's say Yuka, for example, got 4 votes, so Yuka showed up in the pool 4 times. And then I ran the random number generator, and whichever Pokemon came up on top, those were the 2 that it became transfers. So, didn't necessarily mean the most voted for Pokemon won, and you guys will see that here now. You'll see Sari and Penelope are both here with us this time. Sari having received only 1 vote. Klungar was actually the only person to vote for Sari. But our Bulbasaur from the Pokemon Yellow Dice Lock showed up. 1 vote seemed to be enough. She showed up at the very top of the randomizer when I did it. So there we go. We've got Sari, our Bulbasaur from the Dice Lock, and we have... place her there, and we have Penelope, our Swinub from the Wed'locke. So her husband Aragorn, the shiny Hitmontop, is hanging out back at the old Tortimer the Grey Ranch. But these 2 ladies are with us, and we've got our we got a whole team of just little ladies, don't we? Magdala and Sari and Penelope there. Sari's actually supposed to be level 6, but whichever. They all come in at 1/10 of their previous level, and I think Sari was in her 60s. I must have screwed that up. Too much experience or something when I hacked him in. Anyway, that's all right. we'll let it pass. But we've got, in fact, let's look at all of our Pokemon here very quickly, and then we're gonna go do some catching. So we've got Spiritomb here, goes dark. Serious Nature, which I believe is neutral, so we'll take that. Pressure Pokemon raises foes PP usage, so I guess we're stalling out. That'll be useful. And then it has some decent decent moves here. Can we, hold on, let's, I'm gonna switch Shadow Sneak up, and then we'll put that, perfect. I think that's how we'll do it. Oop, we'll go back into our, summaries here. We then have Sari, the Bulbasaur. Modest nature, just because, kind of like last time, these Pokemon for the first 2 gens didn't have Nature's Air abilities, so when I have to assign them, I'm just going to go ahead and assign what I want. You guys didn't seem to mind when I did that with Churchill and Bonnie last time, so I figured why not, let's do it. Alright, so she powers with grass moves and just knows Tackle and Growl, just knows base egg moves, but you'll see here with Penelope, I did go ahead and teach her Ancient Power. It's an egg move, it's a legitimate egg move on Swina, but I don't think there's any other way for us to get it necessarily. I guess if we find a move relearner some point in the game, I don't know, but in order for her to evolve into the Mamoswine, which I think is the reason that a lot of you guys voted for her this time, is because she has her new evolution, I decided to put Ancient Power on there, so hopefully you guys don't get too mad at that. We can always just hold off on evolving her if we want, and I gave her the Adamant Nature. So, there we go. We've got our starter and our transfers all randomly selected this time, so that's a lot of fun. I didn't randomize it until just before I decided to start recording. So yeah, it's cool for me to finally find out who all is going to be on the team. Now we got a couple of Pokemon to actually we've got to do some things first. Let's come here into the Pokemon Center, and we're going to go ahead and buy. Let's see, buy potions. Let's buy 10 potions. Yes. Oh! That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to, I'm zooming by 2 Pokeballs. Well, I think Dawn's gonna give us some. I meant to save more of that. Well, potions will be useful for sure. I think Dawn will give us some here. So let's go ahead and run into her, and she will give us a handful of Pokeballs, either 5 or 10. I can't remember exactly. She has to catch a male combi. What a joke. All right, she's going to go ahead and do that. She's going to catch that combi. Giggle? All right, and then she's going to give us our Pokeballs. 5 Pokeballs. All right, so we have, what, 7 total? Hopefully that'll be enough. We did see that that Pokemon like Lugia are potentially up for capture here, so more Pokeballs would have been better. But let's go over to Lake Verity here, and we will catch a Pokemon in the lake, and then we'll kind of work our way back, hit Route 201 and then Route 202. So let's do that. As always, I'm counting, even though we got Magdala here on Route 201, I always count the starters as from the main town, because half the time you get them there, half the time it just so you know. Anyone who has not been around. But, so I think we've kind of explained what the random lock is. Basically, it's going to be a standard Nuzlocke, but our wild encounters are going to be randomized, as well as our trainer encounters. But we also doing the Pokeath'locke, but let's catch some Pokemon here real quick, and then we'll figure that out. So, here we go. Okay, level 5, or 5, I can read. A level 3 female Slowpoke. In fact, let's slow that down, that's annoying. Okay, so we have a level 3 female Slowpoke. Let's see here. Magdala is level 6, which makes her the weakest, or the weakest is right. Although everything she's got is super effective. Let's throw a Confuse Ray up here. So this little Slowpoke is going to be our first encounter here in the random lock. We can speed that up a little bit. Alright, now let's go Pokemon. And Sari probably has the weakest moves right now. Slowpoke made me drowsy. Interesting. That's interesting. I'm a Bulbasaur. Alright, yeah, Sari did fall asleep. Alright, but Slowpoke has hurt itself enough. Let's see if we can't catch the little last. Slowpoke wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Okay, and there we go. A little speed up magic, and she is caught. Although slow, it is skilled at fishing with its tail. It does not feel pain if its tail is bitten. All right, Slowpoke. Let's give a nickname to capture Slowpoke. Yeah. All right. We are gonna name this last Snooty, which, again, I hit the Googles. Basically Slowpokes, to me at least, seem like the closest thing we're gonna get to like a manatee Pokemon, which it doesn't really even fit very well at all, but they're kind of slow, lazy water mammals. And so I googled famous manatees, because searching Slowpoke nicknames brought up nothing. And Snooty is the most famous manatee. It was a male manatee, but whatever. But it was the oldest and most famous manatee, and so there we go. Snooty is going to be the name of our Slowpoke here. And that Slowpoke is going to be our Verity Lakefront catch. Let's see what other kind of random things show up here. A Charmander! Oh, man. Guess we've already got one Kanto starter, but let's see what we've got. Krabbies. All right, another water type. Golem. All right, and of all Pokemon this early on could have been useful. Another Slowpoke. Right, more Krabbies. All right, so seems like we didn't get a terrible option. It's not like everything else was like super. I mean, and Slowpokes are good. I actually really like Slowbro. So this could be an interesting addition to the team. Let's see what Snooty's got going on for Slowpoke. Lax Nature, which probably does something, but I don't know. And Oblivious, attempts becoming infatuated. Curse, Yawn, Tackle. All right. Gonna need some work, but let's head out. We'll go ahead and head to Mom, I think, real quick, if we can manage it. Yes. We'll go heal. A Yawn could actually be useful in catching, but she's probably gonna need to be ground up a little bit. We have 4 ladies on the team. That's there we go. There we go. We got lots of ladies hanging out. All right. Now Route 201. Let's see what our encounter is here. Oop. Wait up. There we go. Delibird. Oh, Delibird's like one of the worst Pokemon ever, isn't it? Another Pokemon I've not used. Level 2, female, another female, Delibird. All right, let's throw up the Confuse Ray here. Let's speed that up just a little bit. I know I said it wouldn't in battles, but who cares? All right. We could probably actually bring Snooty in. Snooty's probably going to be stronger than this thing. Let's go ahead and throw up the Yawn. Did that work? Oh no, it's got Vital Spirit. Okay, interesting. Well then let's. We do have Tackle, so let's do that. All right, now that's a level 2, right? So let's go ahead and just throw the ball. All right, level 2 is Delibird. Your nickname called Delibird? Yes. And the nickname for this lass, we're gonna name her. Quimby. Quimby after Harriet Quimby, the First Lady of Flight. Very obscure there, but something I happen to know. So we're going to name her Harriet, Quimby. All right. Delibird, huh? We already have an Ice type. Although I think Delibird, 1 is bad, and then only learns, like, I think Delibird only learns, like, 1 move or something. Present, yeah. It's an Adamant nature, which seems to be even stats at this point, but, Delibird. Protect Pokemon from falling asleep, Vital Spirit. Alright, I don't know what the other options are for Delibird, but there we go. Quimby, Delibird. That's fun. Alright, now let's very quickly, I wanna catch a Pokemon here on Route 202, and then we will call it a day. Come on. Hello. Okay, the first male of the group here, level 3 male Abra. Alright, Abra's gonna teleport right away, so let's go to Bag. Let's throw one of these bad boys at this bad boy and just kind of cross our fingers, hope that we can manage to snag him. I know it's a slim chance, but an Abra would not be the worst thing. 2, 3? No, darn it. We do have a Psychic type already in Snooty, I guess. But would not have said no to an Alakazam in our corner. But guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Before we wrap up quickly, I do want to throw out there, we do have a question of the day. You guys probably saw that in the overlay and were wondering what that is. Something I'm going to try and bring back. We've done it on occasion, but nothing super formal. But I want to try and bring that back. So for the question of the day, we've got our starter, who is a Spiritomb, but would be very interested in hearing what your guys' favorite Sinnoh starter is. Obviously, Spiritomb would not generally be on the list of those. You guys can let me know between Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup what your favorite Pokemon is to start out with in the Sinnoh region, or maybe you guys have hacked in your own Pokemon and done it before. I think the only time I've ever tried to play Platinum in the past, I actually hacked in a Cubone and used that as my starter. Because I'd never used Cubone. I was doing a comic. It was in the very early days of me doing Nuzlocke comicking, so which eventually led into the series we're doing now, the Pokeath'locke, which we'll talk more about next time, I guess, because it's the end of the episode and I totally forgot to do that. So, next time, the exciting explanation of what the heck we're doing here. I really should have done that, but, alright, anyway, guys, I've been Tortimer the Great. You guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I will see you all back here next time. Alrighty, guys, have a good one.